Everyone you know is waiting for the day they cannot buy or sell. They watch the banks, they watch the chips, they inspect every new card and every new phone, hunting for the mark of the beast. And the whole time, the Messiah spoke about the last days in plain words, and what he said is the opposite of what they taught you. His words are the last thing you will hear in this teaching. Hold on for them, because they turn the whole doctrine upside down. The mark is backwards. You were taught to fear the day the marketplace locks you out. Heaven is watching who shows up to it. By the time we are done, you will know both marks, the two places they sit, and the test that has already been running for 2,500 years. First, the record. Revelation 13 verse 16 and 17. He causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Now read it again, slowly. It does not say a chip. There is no card in the verse, no bank is named, no barcode, no phone. It names two places, a hand and a forehead, and it names one activity, buying and selling. But what did they build on those few words? A waiting room. They taught you the mark arrives when the cash dies. They taught you the sign to watch for is the day the store turns you away. So millions sit staring at the checkout lane, certain that as long as the card still swipes, they are safe. Keep that word, safe. There is a verse coming for it. Second, the places. The hand and the forehead were never the beast's idea. He is a counterfeiter, and counterfeiters copy. Deuteronomy 6 verse 8, speaking of the commandments of Yahuwah. And thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thine hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thine eyes. Yahuwah claimed the hand and the forehead first, at Sinai 3,000 years before the doctrine of the chip was invented. So why those two places? The forehead is where you believe. The hand is where you do. His law in your mind and his law in your work. That is the placement of the seal. So when the dragon marks his own, he reaches for the same two places, a belief in the forehead, a deed in the hand. The mark was never a thing they put on you. It is a thing you carry in you, and it shows up in what your hands are doing. Third, the seal. Because the seal of Yahuwah is not a mystery either. He told you exactly what it is, by name, more than once. Exodus 31 verse 13. Verily my Sabbaths ye shall keep, for it is a sign between me and you throughout your generations. Verse 17. It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. Ezekiel 20 verse 20. And hallow my Sabbaths, and they shall be a sign between me and you, that ye may know that I am Yahuwah your Elohim. A sign between me and you, forever. So what is the seal? He just told you. The seal is his set-apart time, 1 day in 7, and the appointed times of Leviticus 23, which means the seal has a schedule, and anything with a schedule can be tested. Remember that. The test is next. Fourth, the test. You think the buying and selling test is coming someday. It has been running once a week for 2,500 years. Nehemiah 10 verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware, or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we would not buy it of them on the Sabbath, or on the holy day. There it is, in one verse. The faithful are known as the people who do not buy and do not sell on the Sabbath and on the holy days of Yahuwah. And did Nehemiah treat that as a suggestion? When the merchants came selling on the Sabbath, he shut the gates of Jerusalem and set his own servants on the wall. When the sellers camped outside the gate, he threatened to lay hands on them, and he called Sabbath commerce by its true name. What evil thing is this that ye do, and profane the Sabbath day? Then the prophet Amos recorded what a marked heart sounds like when it talks in its sleep. Amos 8 verse 5. When will the new moon be gone that we may sell corn? and the Sabbath, that we may set forth wheat. Hear them, itching for the set-apart hours to end so the register can open. That is the mark, speaking out loud, a belief in the forehead. This day means nothing, a work of the hand. Hand over the coins. So now stand in any marketplace on the seventh day, and read the verse with your eyes open. No man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, who is buying on the day Yahuwah sealed, who is selling straight through the hours he set apart. The verse is not a prophecy of empty stores, it is a description of full ones. Now flip it, because the text already did. They told you the mark would stop the buying. It is the seal that stops the buying, 1 day in 7, and on every appointed time. They told you to watch for a chip in your right hand. Watch what your right hand does on the 7th day instead. They told you that you would recognize the mark when the register turns you away. You will recognize it by who walks up to the register while heaven rests. But what about the squeeze in that verse? It is real, and it lands on the sealed, not on the marked. Ask the believer who lost a job for refusing the 7th-day shift. Ask the family whose shop goes dark every Sabbath while the street stays open. The world never loses the marketplace. The faithful lay it down, 1 day in 7, and it costs them. The beast has never needed to ban you from buying. He only needs you comfortable buying through the day that would have sealed you. Now the words I told you to hold for. The Messiah, speaking of the very last days, in plain speech, Luke 17 verse 28-30. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven, and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. Hear what he said. They bought, they sold, until the same day. Buying and selling do not stop before the end. They run to the very morning of the fire. There is no coming shutdown to warn you. There is no chip on the horizon that will date the prophecy for you. The world will be mid-purchase when the sky opens. And Paul wrote the epitaph in advance. For when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. You were promised you would be safe as long as you could still buy. Scripture says the buyers are the ones who never see it coming. And here is the mercy in it. The truth was on the page the whole time. One verse beneath the one they quote. The mark is not coming for your wallet. It is reaching for your forehead and your hand, for what you believe and what you do. And the seal of Yahuwah. It is not a code to crack. It is a rest he is holding out to you. 1 day in 7. A table already set. Lay the marketplace down and pick the rest up, and no power in heaven or earth counts you among the marked. The gates of Nehemiah shut at sundown on the 6th day. Which side of them will you be standing on?